to infinity and beyond.
Ginger Runner.
Hey, what's up everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another GingerRunner.com review. Today I'm reviewing a hydration pack, double barrel sort of device. I don't know what I should call it. Today I'm reviewing a product from OrangeMud. I haven't reviewed a product from them before, and it is the Hydraquiver Vest Pack 2. 2 bottles on my back. That's what's happening. Okay, let's be honest, let's get to the point. The first time I saw this pack, I was a little resistant to it. It's a lot like the first reaction that I had to Hoka running shoes. You look at them and you think, that's not for me, those are crazy. So when I first saw this hydration pack, it was kind of the same reaction, a little hesitant. Basically what OrangeMud has done is taken the 2 bottles out of my hands and put them on my back, provided a little bit of additional storage in the front and on the top here of the shoulders, and made a product that's good to go. The question is it in fact good to go? Does the ginger like it? Well, I'm gonna be pretty frank here and say that I'm not really divided on this item. I'm kind of in the department. And I'll tell you specifically why in this review. Let's start with things that I like about the Hydraquiver Vest Pack 2. Innovative. I gotta give this to OrangeMud. They're trying to push the envelope as far as what works for hydration. I admire them for trying something new and really pushing this item. Whether or not it works, it's kind of besides the point. I just really enjoy a company that's trying something new and innovative. Expandable. If you look at the back here, there's 2 21-ounce bottles, but there's also room in the center for, yep, a 3rd bottle if you want to put one with this drawstring cord. And I have even found that 2 bottles will in fact fit in these front pockets. So you could technically get 5 21-ounce bottles on the pack at any given time. It's gonna be heavy, it's gonna slosh around, but you could technically do it. And really the benefit of the bottles over a regular hydration pack is that they're super quick to refill, especially in a race scenario. Hands-free. Finally, I don't have to run with bottles in my hands, which I don't normally do anyways, but if I ran with bottles in my hands, I'd have a solution here. I could put them on my back. And finally, pocket tech. I actually really like what they're doing with the pocket. They have a nice stretchy material that makes up a majority of the front pockets here, but along the rim of the pocket is a really thick elastic band that holds stuff in. You really notice it here on these shoulder pockets. You can slip your phone in there and it actually holds your phone in pretty tight. I have an iPhone 6 with a case and it happens to fit in this pocket pretty damn good, as long as you trust that these Velcro straps will hold it in on some of those technical trails. Hasn't caused a problem yet, doesn't keep me from worrying. Alright, I gotta be honest, that's it for likes. I'm gonna move into the dislikes, and there's a number of them. Fit. Despite following the online instructions, I have a video telling you exactly how to fit it, which is actually pretty easy. Doesn't really fit my body type. I am a bit bigger in the shoulders and the lats, so what ends up happening is I get a bit of chafage. These front panels curve down below my shoulders, and the strap that connects it to the back cuts right into my lats. And that is uncomfortable. And since it's kind of a one-size-fits-all, sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean it fits all. Materials. All the materials that built this pack are thick, heavy, and are all fairly rigid. There's no stretching straps or any of that kind of thing to help it adapt to your body, unfortunately. Dovetailing into that, odor retention. After long, hot, sweaty outings, that sounds disgusting, a majority of the pack is made with this orange, soft, padded material which just soaks up your sweat and soaks in the odor. So expect your pack to get a little stinky. Bonking, and I'm not talking about the lack of glycogen that occurs at mile 20 of a marathon. I'm talking about full-on head bonking. I can literally rest my head on the bottles, and that's not a good thing. And for those times that you're going uphill, especially on steep uphills, you are gonna have laser beam ears. Pew, 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 pew. It's a real problem for a lot of those steep ascents. Not to mention, as a trail runner, you're gonna wanna flip your hat on backwards sometimes, and guess what? All sorts of problems. Hats and the Vest Pack 2 don't mix. Bottle movement. Not only does it feel like the bottles are constantly gonna pop out, so you're always kind of reaching back just to confirm that they're staying in there, they naturally lean back in the holsters because there's a little bit of extra room, which can sometimes contribute to the bottles popping out, especially on technical descents when you're jumping back and forth between rocks or roots. It's happened a couple times, and you do not want to have to stop in the middle of a technical descent to pick up a bottle or 2. Noise. In a lot of hydration packs, you have 2 bottles up front on your chest, and sometimes when they get low on liquid, they will slosh around. It's the same in this case, except that the sloshing happens just behind and below your ears, so it almost sounds like it's echoing louder. It gets annoying, especially when one bottle is lower than the other, so then all of a sudden your volumes are different, and don't get me started on trail madness. Looks. The pack itself isn't the most attractive, best looking pack. It honestly looks like the Buzz Lightyear pack for the running world. I will always hold my opinions until after I try a product, but in this case I do have to say it looks weird. You're gonna have to get over it. And my final dislike, why? I understand that they're trying to take the handheld bottles out of the hands and put them on the back for ease and comfort, but truth be told, my current go-to hydration pack for longer runs or races is the Solomon S-Lab 5-liter pack, which I've reviewed and talked about multiple times on the show. I'm able to do 2 bottles up front, a bladder in the back, and have room for storage for my camera and all my gear. In this case, I have 2 bottles in the back. It's expandable to 5, but that's not necessarily comfortable, and then I have no room for any of my nutrition or camera gear. So in this case, why would I not just go with 2 handhelds? Why would I not go with another hydration pack where I could do 2 handhelds up front? It's an interesting give or take, it's an interesting game, a question you're gonna have to ask yourself, but as I mentioned in the likes category, I do appreciate the innovation and that there is a company pushing traditional practices. And that is it for dislikes. And I also want to point out before I move into the points that this isn't the only pack that OrangeMud sent to me. They sent me the single barrel version as well as a handheld, both of which I didn't necessarily feel like they needed a review. They weren't quite ready for prime time. However, the double barrel Vest Pack 2 version I thought was a good one to review, and I thought you guys would get the most information out of this. Okay, so now let's get on with the points. Quality. All things considered, I appreciate the innovation, but I have to give them 2 out of 5. I didn't think that the fit was really great. The materials were a problem for me. The sloshing and the bottle balance and the overall fitment just was an overall problem. So the 2 out of 5 is what I'm gonna have to give them. Comfort. I want to give them 2, 2.5, but I'm going to round up to 3, just the benefit of the doubt on this one. Yes, I did have problems with chafing. However, if you are a specific body type, I think this could work for you. I have bigger shoulders and bigger lats, and if you have a smaller frame, it might work for you. I've heard mixed feedback from the ladies, so you're going to have to try it for yourself if it is something that interests you. Price, this one's a doozy. 1 out of 5, because guess how much this costs? $149. I'll let that sink in for a second. $149 for a double barrel backpack. For nearly the same price, you can get a full hydration pack with a bladder, 2 handhelds up front. It's a no-brainer for me. That is way too expensive. I had to knock them down to 1 out of 5. Looks, I had to give them 2 out of 5. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's a good looking item. First thing I thought of, Buzz Lightyear. So unfortunately, I cannot get that image out of my head, so I had to knock them down. That brings our grand total to 8 out of 20 for the OrangeMud Hydraquiver Vest Pack 2. Not a great score. I think there is a lot of room to improve. Again, I think they're being innovative. I think that they're kind of pushing the boundaries of what we are considering normal hydration solutions, so I definitely appreciate that. They have a number of items on their website. You can go check them out at orangemud.com. And with that, I wrap up this review. If you guys liked it, like, favorite, and share it. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel at youtube.com/thegingerrunner. And of course, I'm on all the social networks. Over on Twitter, it's @thegingerrunner. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/thegingerrunner. On Instagram, it's @EthanNewberry and gingerrunner.com. Do not forget that every single Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I do a live show. I bring on guests. We talk about all things running endurance, and it's really, really fun. You won't want to miss that. I hope you guys are getting out there training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next time. Pew!